Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Family Ties. I'm Joy, and we have April.
Hello.
Hey, we're back with another episode. And today we're going to talk about energy and clearing your chakras and things like that.
That sounds amazing.
We were just discussing before we hit record how the portal energy has got us pretty much up all night, just not able to sleep completely. I feel so, I don't know, light and airy.
Yes, very much so. And I just keep getting so many downloads and so much stuff, like my brain is just like on overload.
It does. And I was actually, my husband and I were going through some things, and I'm trying to explain to him that right now we're transmuting not only what's going on in this lifetime, like what's in front of you, but also from timelines that are being collapsed. And it's a lot. And I feel like when I was channeling this information, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like why we're so tired, because we're
Yeah.
literally, yeah, we are collapsing a lot of timelines right now, because we have shifted. We've shifted more as a collective, and which is a really good thing. But when that happens, the sensitive ones like us, all that residual energy that has to get transmuted will come to us for transmutation. And so, and we're doing that unconsciously. We just happen to be conscious of it, but normally this happens all the time with people. They don't even know, they're not aware, but they're
Yeah.
still doing it.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's really been a lot. I've really been doing a lot of sleeping, honestly.
Yeah, I get you. And like right now, I woke up at 4:44 on the 777 portal. So I was like, okay, guys, I'm here. But, I was a little grumpy because I did not really want to be awake. And like I said, my husband and I we're dealing with some stuff, and it's been interesting, But I go to therapy and I tell my counselor everything and everything that's going on, and she's like, well, good job setting boundaries. Good.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing. We're setting
It's
boundaries, and
super important right now for everybody to be doing that. Literally,
yeah,
everybody needs to be doing that. We all need to protect our soul energy. It's
yeah,
super crucial right now because we are changing a lot. And feelings that we could be feeling like right this second, tomorrow may be completely different. Shoot, in the next
exactly.
hour can be completely different. So we
Exactly.
definitely have to just kind of flow.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that to it's and like my husband and I, we both have BPD and we both have ADHD. So it's like, for myself, I have known about BPD way longer than him, so I have a lot more experience with it as far
Mhm.
as tools on how to handle triggers, how to handle the anger, because you get a lot of anger. And most
Yeah.
of that, though, is it's because of a lot of pain. You got to understand that it's not really anger, it's pain that's underneath all that anger. Okay, it's trauma. That's what causes BPD.
Yep.
So yeah, so we may seem angry and we have a bad rep, but the truth is that we've just been really hurt, and we're extremely sensitive, and we don't know what to do with all these feelings, and so we act out and we have outbursts, and people call them tantrums, but it's more, I call them an episode. I have episodes. Um and it's not, and I had to realize that it's not me. It's not me. The episode is just something that I'm going through. It's
Right.
not who I am. So don't attach to it. Just let it flow, just like we're talking about. Because what we're doing is we're literally transmuting all of that nastiness, all of the negative energy, all of the guilt, the shame, the remorse. We are transmutation
Mhm.
masters. We
Yep.
just don't know it, and we're constantly doing this. So, what we need to do, and what we're getting into in this episode here, is once we have gotten rid of the anger, the sadness, the guilt, the shame by crying it out or whatever it is that you do to transmute it, um, is you get filled back up with life force energy. And that's what we wanted to talk about today, too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because once that there's you could fill that void. A lot of us have filled voids with drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, spending, social media, whatever.
Yeah.
But we need to be, consciously filling up with life force energy. So I don't know
That-
how you want to start off, but I'm going to let you have the floor.
Okay. That sounds good. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's talk about this life force energy. It comes from our soul being. And then I was also I've been getting these visions of like a kinetic energy field, like that's been around us, because all of us are changing that as well. So the
Mm,
life force energy is really our soul energy, and the kinetic energy is the movement within that soul energy. So our soul energy never dies. Our physical vessel will die, but the energy, our soul energy, and that life force energy, that remains constant. That never ever dies. That's eternal. And it is extremely important for us to always keep our soul energy invigorated all the time. And that ties into our chakra systems. Our chakra systems tie in all of our life force energy and the soul energy, and it also ties us in to God consciousness.
yep.
So a lot of the one thing I want to say is so when I'm my specialty is chakra systems, and when I have clients that would come to me because their chakra systems are blocked, I can actually feel the energy and where it's blocked and what is causing the blockage, like something that has been causing like a reoccurring thing that'll come up, and I will address that.
Mhm.
Here's the thing that I have been getting messages from. We have 7 chakra systems that are mostly talk about. Those are the main ones that are
Right.
mostly talk about within our physical vessel. And then there are the chakra systems that are outside of our physical vessel. Well, we were talking about how everything's shifting and everything is changing. Well, this energy is changing as well. Our chakra systems are actually changing. We are all starting to heal each of the chakra systems that have been blocked, and that is actually going to change the whole toroidal system of our soul energy. And that is going to, so the chakra systems won't be like 7, 12, 144, all
Right.
the ones that we've been taught that there are. It'll literally be one toroidal system that connects us to everything, all God consciousness.
Nice.
So it's really important and crucial right now that we all learn how to clear our chakras on a consistent basis as we're healing through the spiritual journey, because the end result we want to be is within unity of everything and oneness. And that is what all of our chakra systems are moving into.
Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful.
It is. And when I saw like the energy that is connected to that system, it's so beautiful. It's
Yeah,
so beautiful.
I'm getting really like when I envision, I can kind of see, and I also see how we have wings that come up from our shoulders, like
Yeah.
up, and it's like a purpley, like it has all different colors. It's like pinkish, like fuchsia, purple,
Yes.
teal, um, just all mixed in together. But it's so it's a beautiful vision. Hopefully, you guys are getting the vision as well because we have a lot of clairvoyance and we have a lot of gifted people on our channel listening. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I love
It's
it.
really magical too. And I've noticed like since and through my healing journey too, I've had to address my chakras, which a lot of people have. Like we've all endured some type of trauma or some type of um, pain or something, even in our past lives, and it carries in our soul energy. It carries. We have
Mhm.
cell memory of everything that's happened, and even though you can't recall your memory, your cell holds that memory. So that's why it's really important to keep your chakras cleared, and when you're going through the spiritual journey, to get into practice every single day of clearing them, because each chakra is going to come up in different areas that are blocked as you move through your healing journey. And that's something that's not talked about either.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that because I know one of the things that my guides wanted me to touch on um, is how I experience my chakra, and some people call it Kundalini activations.
Yes.
So I don't know if I should go into that now or
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna do it then. All
Yes.
right. So um, all right. So I'll get a lot more detailed into my personal stuff in my own. I have a podcast that I'm gonna start, me Vita Loca. So, but some of the stuff is it might be triggering to people. So just be aware. Um, it's not horrible or anything, but just so people are aware. So I came in and I was already like, my third eye was already activated. And I had to go through certain processes in a certain way super early in my life because I had a lot of work to do, as a life path 9, as well as clearing. I had a lot of clearing to do. I had a lot of work to do. So, I set up my life so that I have certain activations at certain times in my life. I remember my guides are giving me, the first one I experienced was I was about 14, and my third eye became activated, and because most of the time it's not activated anyway. I mean, it is, but it's not because of all the food they give us and other things that they do for us,
Right.
you know? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did LSD. And so it kick-started my third eye. And so it like anything that was on there, any blocks, any implants, any calcification, it was cleared. And my parents described my experience to other people that I woke up as a different person. And
I
I
bet.
kind of, I did wake up as a different person because I was more awake to the truth and how things really are when the veil has been pulled over a lot of people's eyes. So I was awakened again because I was awake as a child, but I was put to sleep and then awakened again, and then put back to
Mhm.
sleep and then awakened again later.
And we've
So
got to touch base that this does happen for a lot of
yeah,
us through the
yeah,
processes. It really does.
yeah, exactly. So, and a lot of times we set up experiences for this to happen.
Yes.
So, my next one was, my sacral chakra. I believe, that's my sexual chakra. Am I right on that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, that was just my intuition and my understanding because that's what I base everything on. Um, so, and then I go back and confirm things. But anyways, so
That's how I do too.
yeah. So this one happened when I was 17, and I experienced, what I used to call a sexual awakening because I didn't know anything about chakras or energy. But I
Mm-hmm.
just know that after that happened, I was different. It was like my feminine got turned on and activated. And the thing is, I had already had a child. So I had a child at 15 years old, and which helped activate me as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but because of that, and then my experience at 17, I was fully activated in that way. So, and I needed that. I needed that to go forward with my path. Now, a lot of times that energy that we have, that sexual energy, it's creative energy, it's creator energy.
Yes. Thank you
And
for touching
so,
on this.
yeah, it's hijacked. And so a lot of shame is put on us through religion and other things, like women, sleeping with, or being activated and being fully in your feminine. Like that is shamed, at least where I came from, it was shamed. So
A
I had
lot
a lot of
that's a
that.
Yeah, that's a lot, I think, in a lot of cultures, it's shamed.
Hmm.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to shut our down. Well, they want to shut our systems down. They want to
Yep.
shut our, because they want us to stay in our root, right? So that we're trapped in our roots and we
And
don't
the sacral
experience.
and the sacral chakra, here's a lot of things that people think, that they think that sexual energy is just to harness like intimacy and the sexual
Hmm.
act itself, and it isn't. Sexual energy can be a very big driving force to creativity and self-expression. It's extremely needed.
It's extremely powerful and extremely misunderstood
Very.
and lied about and twisted. And of
Mhm.
course, with porn and all of that, distorting
Yeah.
ourselves, how we see ourselves and everything, like our gender, everything is getting so attacked right now. And that's why,
Yeah.
right there, it's our second chakra. So you got to understand they're trying to keep you stuck there. They don't want your chakra system activated. They
Right.
want you to stay, in the lower
Yeah.
systems. Okay. So right after that happened, um, my next activation, which happened almost right after that, because I was still 17, was my solar plexus. And what happened was I went to South Dakota, and my brother-in-law inadvertently activated my solar plexus. And how that happened was I was basically sent there because I was an addict and I was out of control and whatever. And so they tried to send me up there to stay with my sister. And anyways, that didn't work out. But so anyways, long story short, I was crying and I was upset and I was sad and I was missing my boyfriend at the time, and it was just a mess. I was a mess. I was an addict, and I was really confused. I had all of these feelings and emotions and energy, and I didn't know what to do with it. Um, anyways, he prayed just a simple prayer that the joy of the spirit would fill me, and from that moment, I started laughing, and I laughed, I mean, belly laughed for like, I don't know, a half an hour. And it was hilarious. But ever since then, I had this energy in me, like to look for the silver lining. Just, like it says in the Bible, it says, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And that
Mhm.
joy got put in me so that to light me up. And that was like, and I just envisioned this yellow light that I used to just shine around every time that solar plex was activated. And I
Mhm.
didn't know that. I didn't know I was doing all that work, But the last time, my heart, because my heart chakra, I had been through so much, especially at Blu-rays, sensitives. We go through a lot, so we harden our heart, and we end up kind of bitter. So in
Mhm.
once we end up getting to our heart activation, we have to get broken open. Very few of us adults have our heart chakra actually open and activated. And the reason I say this is because you can tell by how sad people are and how their behavior is. You can tell them by their fruits that something isn't quite right. And, this is part of us learning how to discern too. But
Mhm.
you can tell their heart's not fully open, or it's just something's not quite there. And you can see it in their eyes that they're just not happy. Once you have that root, the sacral, your solar plexus and your heart spinning, you can't hide that joy. If you just feel good, and it shows, you don't even have to try. You can even have a bad mood and still, be happy.
Mhm.
But that's how mine happened. Like it wasn't inadvertently. I've always been like, oh, it inadvertently activated me or whatever. No, it was for a purpose. I set
Yeah.
that up for myself. Yeah. So that's how it happened for me.
Yeah, and honestly, we set up all of these contracts before we come here to have specific things, happen for us. So that's really good that you recognize all of that, because a lot of people really don't recognize when all that stuff happens.
Yeah.
Um, I I really didn't know specifically about chakras a whole lot. I knew someone about them until till later in life, till about 5 years ago when I really started doing more meditation stuff, and I had my Kundalini awakening. And it was in 2019 when I had a huge, like, it was a huge physical thing that happened for me. I literally actually felt each of my chakras completely open. It was like a whole snake completely ripped my whole spinal cord open. I felt it. It was literally like ripping my whole spinal cord apart, and like all of the chakras were activated and like lit up. And I was really confused for a while trying to figure out like what was going on, and then I was told literally that I was like everything was activated at the same time, and that I had to work through like purging all of that deep trauma and pain. Like it, I didn't have the option of being like slowly activated one at a time. It's like, here, we're
Oh,
going to give you the
spoon fed.
Kundalini, and it's going to really just, you're going to have to just figure it out. And so I did a lot of research on like about it. And there's a lot of misinformation about Kundalini energy movement and chakras and everything.
Yeah.
Um, and I had to kind of tap into guides and try to figure out exactly what was going on. So mine was just because I had had so much trauma and so much pain that I had literally just shut my whole system down. And the
Yep.
universe was like, okay, we cannot do this. She's like got this huge purpose. And so like boom, I got this Kundalini energy surge. Like, and literally I was I was a veterinarian technician and a surgical tech at an animal hospital, and I literally had this Kundalini awakening in like August, and like in September I quit my job. I literally retired and just quit. I gave
Wow.
my notice.
That's crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Yep. So
Yeah.
it's
I
like
don't
sometimes
know.
it can happen that way.
Yeah. Like I figure like when I had and this is my last awakening, so I don't know, maybe it was my crown chakra. I'm
Yeah.
thinking because what happened was I had what I consider my last full awakening, which was in 2020, and it happened in my head. And what
Hmm.
happened was I started receiving downloads that I had never received downloads like that before. Just
Yeah.
everything started flowing in, like all of this, I don't know, divine information started flowing in about Mary Magdalene and Jesus. And
Hmm.
like I had a part to play in all of it. And it was so much information that came in all at once. And I was like, how am I supposed to teach all of this? And what happened was my guides, they told me that I got it. I got a lot of it all at once. And I've been unpacking it ever since because
Yeah.
it was so much.
Yeah. And there's a lot of us honestly that happen in waves, and I was talking with somebody about this. Is like, so 2019 was a huge awakening wave for a lot of people. A lot of
Hmm.
people that I've talked to, I know three people actually that are extremely close to me,
Hmm.
and their awakening wasn't until 2019. Like they didn't have any idea of anything spiritual, like
Same.
chakras or soul energy or
Yeah,
anything
same
like that.
here.
Like
Yep.
literally 2019 was like, and I'm like, how is that possible? Because I've literally like was born into this. Like, so, but people but let's not misunderstand this. People that are literally born awakened and have spiritual gifts,
Yeah.
they spend a lot of time dumbing us down. Like a lot of
Yep.
us that are gifted, I had a lot of gifts and remembered a lot of things all the way up until 5 and 7 years old. And then it slowly started to deteriorate
Yeah,
because they
same.
do that.
Yeah.
school systems, the water, like everything. I mean, we could really get it, which we'll do another, we need to do another whole podcast about this subject, but, and I could really go off on a tangent, but they literally start at a very young age changing everything that we know.
Hmm.
And remember when we first come here, because we do remember a lot of things until we are until 5 years old. Like the
Yeah.
purest of souls are until 7 years old, and then society and this earth plane changes that.
Yeah. By the time they are through with their first set of vaccinations, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
which which is not all good. We'll just put it that way. And the problem I have with a lot of the medications, and I have clients that I've talked to about this, is the intentions that are set on this medication that you're putting in your body. It's not necessarily their intention to heal you, it's their intention to cause you to come back. Okay. So their intention is to make money off of you. I'm just, I know we need to go in there deeper on that, but the
Yeah.
truth is that we're just repeat customers. So, um, yeah, they
And that
do
is
shut our
definitely,
systems down with
and that is,
medications.
that is definitely a subject that we need to touch base on as well. Because
But
that's,
like I said with my client, there are workarounds. Okay, so I don't
yes.
want anyone to think that you have to just cut your, cold turkey, go against your doctor's orders. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're here to
And there's,
work with the doctors, and so we can work around it. You
and
know what I mean?
there's a lot of us healers that know a lot of natural
Yeah.
things that can help
We can't
get,
say that though. We have to be careful with all of
yes.
that. So,
Mhm.
especially
Yeah.
right now with what's going on in Canada
Mhm.
with the
Yeah.
supplements. Look into that, y'all.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, we have to be very careful how we
But it
address
is
this stuff.
it's a constant battle. It's a battle
Yeah.
with our voice speaking. It's a battle with our everything. Like even just trying to clean your body out. Most of
Mhm.
the doctors now, I can say, um, a lot of the medication that I was on was to and my guides confirmed this, to put me back to sleep. I was
Uh-huh.
waking up too fast. I was being activated too fast. I had stuff I had to do. I couldn't just boom, I'm awake yet. So I went on medication, and actually the people in my life provided a way for me to get on the medication, which isn't necessarily a comfortable experience. It was getting arrested and having to go, having to go spend the night in jail and then get out and then go to anger management. Well, I went to therapy is what I went to. And they told me if I didn't get arrested again, they would just take it off my record. So, I mean, and that's what I did, and it's gone now. But I was like, because I'm not a violent person, but it was used in a good way. But it just seems weird at the time. So we judge everything that happens to us though. But
Yes, we really do. And honestly, we have got to keep treating things that we experience as experiences and not attaching anything more than that onto those
yeah,
things.
absolutely. Because that's not who we are. We're not all of those things,
Mm-mm.
and just like I don't want to go too far off the subject though in this one, but but all of this is affecting our chakras, you guys. So I mean,
Yes,
it really is truly all relevant what we're
it
talking
is.
about here.
It
It all
is.
ties in. It all ties in because I have BPD and PTSD are attachments, or they're programs. They are implants. Okay, they run programs in us, and
Mhm.
uh, there's so much more. They're doing so much. So just understand that if you think you're blocked, you're more than likely not. Your guides are constantly working with your to make sure that you get to where you are supposed to go, because your soul mission is what's going to happen regardless of what's going on outside of you. So
Mhm.
understand that and that we're all being brought back to ourselves, and that's all we really need, guys. We
Yeah.
have answers. You guys already know.
Yep. Yep. And the chakra systems, they they're gonna be blocked and unblocked. It's a constant
Yep.
thing as you're going through your healing journey. So like if you are aware of your systems and really aware of your inner being, you'll know when you need to work on certain areas. And here's another thing too. Like I was watching this video, and this guy was touching on when we do affirmations, like for our chakras, the or
Yeah.
when we do affirmations, we really only do affirmations for the root chakra. I
Yeah.
am. We
Yeah.
never address any of the others, and I was like, he is on to
I
something here.
see. I feel, I
Yes.
hear. We need to say all of them.
Yes, all the affirmations have got to be like, you can start at the root, of course, and say I am, but you have got to go through each of them so that you know that you're addressing all of those within your chakra. That keeps your balance. If you're using your affirmations for the appropriate or for the appropriate chakra, you're
Yeah.
going to keep those balanced. There's mudras that are accessible to be using, the hand mudras. Those really work. You can feel the
Yes.
feeling when you're meditating and you're concentrating on the certain chakras with that. Like that's another way to unblock it. There's a lot of chakra meditations with frequencies, healing frequencies that are on YouTube. They're all over YouTube. Um,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
and then too, like with colors, like colored crystals, like I was doing like meditations with different colored crystals and doing different mudras to be able to heal the different chakras and keep them unblocked and cleared. And then sometimes you can clear your chakras and you can keep them balanced yourself, but sometimes you do need help with that. And
Yeah.
there are healers that do that. I do have one that is called a chakra frequency alignment. I have the
Yep.
ability to hear what the chakra is supposed to sound like with instruments that I use. So I realign it
Hmm.
the way the
Yep.
frequency does and get it like recognized again.
Yep. Yeah, I was just gonna say, hey, because yeah, each chakra ties into a frequency too. So, and there's always
Yes.
frequency. Yeah, like the singing bowls. Like I always do singing bowls. I love that. I have the
Mhm.
first singing bowl I bought was the heart one because a lot of us need heart healing.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
They're
because
expensive too.
as long as you have your heart hardened and your heart blocked with hate or bitterness, you are blocking your system, and you can't go from your solar plex to your throat chakra to get your truth spoken. How rude is that? So
Yeah.
anyways, so that's why I made sure I got my, yeah, I do the same thing. I do clearings as well. So we both do. If
Yeah.
anyone needs that too.
Yeah. And it's really important to do
Yeah.
those. There's a lot of yoga poses.
Maintenance.
Breath work helps with clearing chakras and keeping them balanced.
Oh yeah, and I also do. I guess it's considered planking, where you like do muscle.
Yes.
What am I trying to say? Tighten your muscles and hold for long periods of time while you're doing breath work and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I've been practicing that. Like that was brought to me. Ooh, 33 on the clock. While I was yeah, waking up. See, most of the stuff, like you said, I didn't know anything about chakras, New Age, New Earth, like galactics, channelings, like true spirituality. What spirituality actually is, energy, life force energy, nothing until 2020. And I got it all at once. Like,
Oh
boom,
wow.
there you go. Boom, this is real. Like, it started a little soft, but then it all hit me. And my guys just said, let her have it. Because I was
Yeah.
open. I was like, let me have it. Give it to me. What's going on?
Yeah.
And they did. And
And
so,
that was a
yeah.
huge wave for a lot of people, was the 2019. There was also another big wave of awakening in 2012 and 2003. So
Yes,
we've had a
yes.
lot of different waves that have come through, and it's like a level up. Like every time a
Hmm.
new wave comes through of awakening and it's awakening new souls, we actually get another level up to it as well.
Yeah, well, we are as individuals, as spirits, as souls, our frequency is helping raise, so we come in as higher octave beings, and as a higher octave or a higher vibrational being. That's why we have such a hard time, because we usually get hijacked by other people, places, and things, giving our power away, and all of that. Plus, we have trauma because they know who we are when we're born. I mean, we're not
Yeah.
surprised. I'm over here hiding. No, they know who we are, and they
Yeah.
mess with us all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Some more than
Um,
others.
Truth, because yeah, I mean, yeah,
And
it's
that's
true.
another thing that we'll have to touch base on, how to protection and shielding and grounding, because
Yeah,
that's really important. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And that's
yeah,
extremely important to do that.
absolutely. But all of these things are important, and I definitely wanted to speak about the chakras because unfortunately, it's being um, some I don't want anyone to think that I'm blaming or comparing or judging because I'm definitely not. I mean, that's not my intention. My intention is only to speak the truth. And if I feel, see, think, hear something fishy, or I feel like somebody is spreading lies, then I'm going to touch on it because I feel drawn to do so. But in no way, shape, or form am I trying to say that they are wrong, bad, or in any way not necessary. But
Right. And it's all about
chakras are
people's
real.
and it's
Yeah,
all
chakras are
about
real.
people's perspective. It's
Yeah.
their perspective of knowing. Like, if
Hmm.
they don't know about them, they're not going to have a perspective of what it is, and they're not going to know what it is. It's like, it's all about our perspective.
Well, I'm
Um
talking about teachers, like literally teaching that they don't exist, that they're
oh
not
yeah,
real.
I've heard about that. Yep, I've heard about
Okay.
that.
I'm not trying, and like I said, I'm not pointing fingers, but that is the god of illusion if you look into that. So, anyways, I was like, yeah, chakras are real. I don't know why they wouldn't be. You can feel them in your body. So the energetic centers in your body that you feel aren't real, guys. Over
Yeah.
here. No, they're
Yeah, and
definitely real. You can
you
feel
can
them.
definitely feel them. You can definitely feel them. And the whole,
Yes.
like, the 12 chakra system, so like we have the earth chakra, star chakra, which is below our feet, and it is what actually connects us with Gaia. And then, of
Yep.
course, most of us know about the chakra system: the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, which the heart has actually two. It has we have upper and lower heart chakras,
Mm-hmm.
and then the throat chakra, the third
Yep.
chakra, and the crown chakra. And these all
Yep.
connect us to to God consciousness.
Yep.
And then we have the soul star, which is chakra, which is just above the crown chakra, and that leads us to
Right.
higher consciousness.
That's right.
And then
Exactly.
we have the universal chakra, which is puts us in tune with the universal flow energy, when you tap into
Yep.
that chakra. And then we have the galactic chakra, which is above that, and that is about prophecy. That is about things that have transpired, on a galactic level. Everything that has ever transpired and is in the Akashic records is in the
Yep.
galactic chakra. It's about prophecy. And then
Yep.
above that, we have the divine gateway chakra, which is all about spiritual alignment. And it is all about getting us in complete and direct contact with God consciousness. It's about
Yep.
enveloping all of our chakra systems into toroidal system that is into oneness that connects us with God consciousness, which is
Yep.
everything.
Yep. Source of all life. And everybody
Yes.
you have to understand that every single one of you listening has a connection to the source of all creation. That's why I
Yes.
said that when I channel, when I do anything, I bypass all the middlemen and go straight to source because I can, and everyone can do that. You do have
Yes.
to work on yourself and be attuned. But
Yes.
you can hear it gets louder over time because your
It does.
attunement builds by itself. You already
Yeah.
have the gift. You
And
have it.
you have the ability to make sure that the outside noise isn't louder than what your soul is saying to you, what is saying to you. And a lot of
Yeah.
people will get distracted with everything outside of what
Yeah.
their soul is telling them. And that's where you
Yep.
get messed up.
That's where we get messed up because we don't listen to that gut feeling. And every
Mhm.
single one of us that have been out there or have done any kind of things against the law or anything, made decisions on the run, on the fly, anything like that, taking risks, we're all trusting that divine guidance. So we already are using that. It's just we get hijacked with everything in our mind. We want to believe the thought forms that they send to us and all of the other things that come into our mind. But it's actually when we're out of our mind that we tap into the divine. We cannot be in our mind. That is like, gosh, if you were, no one would want to be in my mind because it's just, it doesn't stop. It just never stops. I have had a lot, I've had to work on a lot to get it to quiet down, but it's still there. I run scenarios all day. My brain runs scenarios. It's like Doctor Strange in the movie where he is like, I've seen a million things happen. That's my brain. It's literally constantly running scenarios and how things would play out. And now I'm using it for the good of all instead
Yeah.
of worrying about stuff and
Yeah.
stressing about things. Use it for the good. And I do. I use it to work out things in my life now for the best instead of the worst. And that's awesome. I
That
think that's a
is
good goal.
definitely. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Yes. I don't know. Was there anything else we wanted to say about the chakras right now anyway? Anything else my
Um,
guides want to come through?
yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I'm looking. Nope, we're good on that. I think that's perfect timing, 4141.
Oh wow, that is good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think if
The
we keep, I
synchronicity.
like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Short
Yeah.
and sweet, to the point.
Yep. Yep.
Hit us up if you want something because we're here for you.
Absolutely.
And yes, we do have price lists and all of that for if you would like to support us or donate to us or whatever, you can do that. And our information will change in the description, guys. It will always be updated. So, um, yeah, just so everyone's aware, I'll make sure that each video has updated information on how to reach us.
That sounds great. Yeah, I got to get my Linktree stuff working. It just like I click on it and it doesn't go anywhere, and I'm like, "What happened? Why are you broken?"
Yeah, I
So
can
I got
help
to
you with
figure
that
that
too.
out.
So, yeah, and honestly, if anyone needs help with like getting your channel started, technical questions. I mean, I can help with so much. There's so much I have the ability to do because I'm Microsoft certified. So I have the technical approach to things. Like I
Right.
understand technology and how to use it
That's
to our
good.
advantage, like how to, um, and I know how to do like resumes, write resumes, all of that.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been doing that a long time.
That's great.
So yeah, and the funny part about most of the stuff is I found out I was channeling the whole time. I found out that every time I had wanted to take a test, when you were like thinking and you're like, let's see, what was that answer again? Oh yeah, thank you. That is you channeling that information. And I was like, you're right, that is channeling. So I'm kind of bringing it in to down to home because everybody channels when you're writing a thesis paper, when you're taking a test, when you're
Oh yeah.
writing, drawing, being creative, you are downloading and channeling. By the way,
Yep.
everybody does
Yep.
it. You're already doing it. It's nothing special. As far as people lifting themselves up, we're all equals, guys. We're all equals. No one's
Yep.
above anyone else. And I don't, just like I'm going through some stuff right now. I'm going to bring this up because I have BPD and other some of my listeners and followers have BPD as well. And I want you guys to understand that BPD does not have to rule everything about you. I'm walking through being insulted, literally being called a POS wife, a POS mom. Uh, what did she say? Oh, she does. She wishes the worst for me or something. And and I'm looking at this, and like 2 years ago, I would have flipped my shit, you guys. I would have lost it. But this time I was laughing at it like, you really hate yourself, don't you? Because I understand that I'm merely a mirror. So she's literally seeing everything that she needs to see, and maybe possibly observe to maybe things that she might want to change in herself. I'm literally just showing her what she needs to see. Okay. And without that knowledge, I wasn't able, before I wasn't able to separate myself from my emotions. It was just so quick. But I want you guys to know it's possible to not lose your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, but at the same time, it's important to speak your truth. So speak your truth without losing your shit.
Yeah.
That's how I do it, and I do my best. And just like my guides tell me, however you have to set a boundary is how you have to set it. If that means someone's being toxic with you and you're yelling at them to stop, if that's how you have to set your boundary, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Remember, Jesus turned over tables because of whatever. So Jesus is the healer, but he's also the, hey, that's not right. I'm going to speak my truth
Yeah,
because that's not right.
we're not here to be doormats. Period. We're just not.
Don't let people walk on you. Don't let people's opinions of you bother you, because the only opinion that matters is your own. Your own. That's the only opinion that matters, because your dreams, your wishes, your hopes, all that comes from inside of you. And if you don't trust yourself, I mean, you should trust yourself over anybody else. Nobody knows you like you. Nobody, nobody on this planet knows you like you.
Very
Trust
true.
yourself. Yep. Trust yourself. So I'm gonna end with that. It's been interesting, but all this stuff is happening for a reason. Remember,
Yes.
it all
Yep.
comes up at everything will come up at the appropriate time to be transmuted. You know, it just
Yep.
it just is. It just
Yes,
does.
ma'am. Yep. It sure does.
All right. I think, was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think we covered quite a bit.
I think it was perfect too, and perfect
Yep.
timing.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Me too. We'll touch base on more stuff later.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely will. Absolutely. And we'll be doing a video each week, and we're going to try and set it as a premiere and see what happens. I don't know. We're going to
Yeah.
experiment, you guys.
That
So,
works.
so we could talk and type with you guys while we listen to the video.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
Yeah.
look out
Sounds
for another
good.
video.
Yeah. That sounds great. I love it.
All right, you guys, we love you, and we send you out with a bunch of love and gratitude.
And
And
positive vibrations always.
absolutely. Gotta love the next generation of hippies.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
All right,
Yep.
girl. It's been great talking to you. I love you.
You too. Love you too. Talk to you
All right, have
later.
a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye.